Hey, what's up, everyone? Faber, Glace, up in this bitch with Maxime Karabine.
Hey, what up?
And we've just been to the BTC 12 fight card. The MMA was back in Ontario for the first time since 2019. Before that, I don't know, but since a while. It's been a while, and finally, the MMA was back in Ontario. Pro fights in Eastern Canada. It's been a while, and we were there for the actions. Man, it was a good card. It was a tough one. It was probably a nightmare to organize for the guys at BTC. I want to give them a big shout out because there were so many restrictions from the commission, and like it was really complicated to navigate through all that, and they were able to pull it off, do a good job. There were people in the crowd, lots of people in the crowd. I was really surprised for the turnout. It was really good, and the fights delivered. They lost many fights, injuries, complications from diverse things happened, but finally, in the end, the fights that we have, they were absolutely awesome, and we're here to talk about it a little bit. But before, I'll let Karabine speak because it was the first time in his life that he was attending fights.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know what's your experience, man?
Again, like you said, props to the BTC team. Great event. I was also surprised by the crowd. Maybe 200, 250 people, maybe 300. There was a lot of people in there. We were in the media booth. Very great seats. Thanks for that. I loved it, Faber. 4 fights, no boring fights, all finishes. Can't ask for more for my first live fight, so can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, for sure. So about the action now, let's talk about the fights because that's what we're here for. And in the first night, the first fight of the night, Luc Harrison made his pro debut against Keyano Young. And I knew Jean-Luc from his coach, Jordy Monroe. He also coached Bloody Bobby Sullivan, who fought Adam Deichka, who was a good friend of mine, so I know Jordy and Bloody Bobby pretty
Connections.
well. Yeah, I salute them too if they're watching Bloody Bobby. It's been a while, man, but Jean-Luc made his pro debut. I was looking forward to it. Had a really great performance. Did his thing standing up. Was able to take the fight to the ground pretty quickly. Was dominant there. Was able to do some good damage. Elbows from the top. Good
Great
ground and pound. And then was able to secure the back, the rear naked choke, and got the first round finish at.
I didn't know the time, but it was very fast, maybe 3 minutes. Yeah, it was a great fight. Yeah, I'm very happy for Jean-Luc. I was rooting for him. Jean-Luc is a French name, as you all know, so that's my guy. I felt like Keyano had the advantage on the feet. He had a great stand-up, but on the ground, Jean-Luc was the better man. He had a great hip pressure, so he kept his opponent on the mat. Finishes him with the rear naked choke. Great fight by Jean-Luc. First pro win. Let's go, my guy.
Yep, and then in the second fight of the evening, we had what I believe is one of the best fights on the Canadian territory this year, to be honest. Amear Bani, his pro debut for Niagara Top Team. It was quite anticipated. He was known as a good grappler, good guy on the ground. He was fighting Nate Small from Mississauga. And man, it was an amazing fight. Really back and forth contest. I was surprised because I feel like Amear was landing the harder shots on the feet and was the one often that was initiating the grappling exchanges, but the way that it grappled on the ground, it always turned out in favor of Nate Small. So the role were kind of reversed in that fight, and man, so many things happen, and these two guys, I really gotta give them props because they'll both be good. Either I know it's the boy Nate who won. Amear lost his fight, but like they're both gonna be good when they develop, get more experience. Because in this fight, these two guys were so willing to just give up positions, going for stuff, going for footlocks, going for submissions, going for things, and they gave up position, which made for a really good back and forth fight. When it was on the feet, it was hard hitting. It was really fun. When it was on the ground, great scrambles, great exchanges, sweeps, submissions at them, everything. Amazing fight, and near the end, I think Amear was probably on his way to winning a 2-1 decision. He was having a great third round. I felt like it was 1-1 going into the third. He was on his way to winning. But Nate Small, once again, just reverse position, was able to secure the back out of nowhere and locked in a rear naked choke. I believe is what's less than 30 seconds before the end of the fight, and he just won it like that. Upset victory for him. Amazing pro debut for him, and good pro debut for Amear too. Really good performance. He showed us a lot of things that like we'll be looking forward to see in the future once he gets more experience. And maybe is a little more conservative in the way that he goes for things, because like I said, both guys were just willing to give up good positions in order to try submissions, and that was really exciting. So amazing fight, by far fight of the night.
Yeah.
And that's it. What you think about that?
Yeah, my man Faber is right. Fight of the night in my book for sure. He was very happy with the grappling performance by these two guys. Two great fighters, two great athletes. We had the fight of the night, maybe the fight of the year in Canada. So that's very mentionable. Props to Nate Small. I feel like he was the crowd favorite when he won. All the crowd went wild. Amear Bani, great fighter too. I just feel like Nate Small had the better gas tank. Was able to finish the fight at the end. And like you said, I'm pretty sure Bani would have won the fight. So props to both guys. Great show, great fight. Let's keep going. Let's keep the ball going for Nate Small. I think he has something going on for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. Two great fighters making their debut. And then we saw the much anticipated pro debut of Mostafa Al-Shammary. And man, I really wonder how many tickets this guy sold, because I feel like probably more than half the place was there to see Mostafa, especially. Yeah. The crowd went absolutely wild when he came out. They really powered him through that performance, and it was a great one. Great striking. He's known for it, but also took it to the ground. Great body lock takedowns, great takedowns in general. Was able to secure the position like almost every fight before. Good top control, leading to good ground and pound, leading to his opponent forced to give him the back, and another rear naked choke in the first round. Then just jumped into the crowd and celebrated with his people. It was really a great moment, man. If you were in the building at that moment, you really had the feeling that this guy, like, he was something special. Everybody was there for him, and he really delivered. So I'm really looking forward to see what's next for him, because he seems like a guy who has a lot of momentum, a lot of people behind him, and that's already the type of people that promoters are looking for, like a guy that can sell out half your building. Fuck, you want him on your card. So
yeah, for sure.
Bright future for Mostafa. Really, like, probably the biggest moment of the night by far, with the crowd and all that. It's really in these moments that you miss live fights, man. Yeah. And it doesn't really matter how many restrictions there are. When people are there to see a guy that they know, that they love, and that they root for, people go wild. All the restrictions, the security, they can't do nothing, man. It just happened the way it happened. It was great. It was the best moment of the card for me. Amazing stuff by Mostafa, man.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. People love. I know Mostafa said after the post fight, he was almost overwhelmed with the passion, with the support. So props to my guy. When you sold tickets, you deserve that. Great win. I feel like the fight wasn't really competitive. Props to his opponent, but Mostafa was really the better man. We almost had a unfortunate finish when the opponent of Mostafa kicked him while he was down, but Mostafa kept in the fight and won it 30 seconds after the replay. So good on Mostafa. Can't wait to see that guy again.
Nah, yeah, for sure. The guy got kicked, basically sucker kick while he was trying to get up, and yes, he was hurt, but it didn't affect him. He kept on pushing.
He knew he would have won if he continued, so he did.
Yeah, and his opponent Jay Gauthier, really tough, man. The game with the guy was game. He came to fight, but
super energized.
Yeah, but Mostafa coming from House of Champion, great gym with Carl Nelson, Crew Allen, and all these guys, man. He was ready for his pro debut for a while. He really seemed like a pro fighter in that fight. Totally. So major props to him for that. And then the main event of the evening, a guy that I need to root for, man. He's from Extreme Couture Toronto. He had Wagner in his corner, who is my BJJ black belt from Nova Union, the gym I rep in Quebec. So Dorjan Dokaj. This guy's massive, super massive middleweight. I don't know how many pounds he cuts, but he was so big. I feel like his opponent maybe was a little small for the division. I know it was a pro debut for Matt Bednarek from Adrenaline. Really good amateur fighter, Matt Bednarek too. So it was a great opponent, but you can see Dorjan was way bigger, and he's the big guy who wants to push really aggressive pace where he's gonna take you to the ground and really punish you. And the way that all these fights played out, it's basically Dorjan style, to take the position and be really aggressive with the huge ground and pound to secure the finish with your fists, your elbows, or just choke the guy out. And he had the opportunity. He took the rear naked choke, 4 rear naked chokes in 4 fights. Amazing performance in the main event for Dorjan Dokaj. He's now 2-0 in Pro MMA, 2 wins this year. He's one of the prospects that came out this year that we're going to need to watch. Like, he's in running for the Rookie of the Year. Really good fighter, man. We're going to be looking forward to see what he's doing in the future.
Yeah, big guy, super muscled up. Very great fighter. Props to his opponent. Bednarek showed up, but Dorjan was the better man, was the bigger man. It's funny because it was the main event, but I feel like it was the least competitive fight on the card. Although it was a entertaining fight, great pressure on top by Dorjan. I don't feel like he did much damage in the ground and pound, but he secured the rear naked choke very fast. We had a quick night. He had a quick night of fight. So yeah, that was great. Great win on Dorjan. It showed that he was the only fighter with one pro fight. Really experienced, even though it was only one. So yeah, great win, great main event, great night of fights. I really enjoyed my night. Thanks to BTC again.
Yeah, for sure. It was a really good night, despite all of the injuries, the stuff that happened, the fights that fell through. Like I said, the fights that were left, they delivered. They were amazing. The crowd was present. They were happy. They were loud. And it was fun just like being there, seeing fights live for... Man, last time I've been to a fight was in 2018, TKO in Gatineau. That was the last time, so I was really missing these live fights. And... we drove a while, man, to be here, and we weren't disappointed. We were super happy that we were able to be here tonight, and it was really a good night, a great fight, and we'll be looking for the future for BTC for sure.